Hi, my name is Misty Hedspeth. I'm an attorney by trade, and my husband and I moved to Panama, Central America as missionaries, where I have been fighting for the rights of children since 2008. At this time, I wanted to share with you what has been going on with children in the Republic of Panama, but not the children I moved there to work with. The new problem in Panama are the migrant children coming through. I became aware of the situation in 2021 when missionary friends of ours started informing us of the massive numbers of male individuals that were coming through the Darien Gap. It's an area in Panama, right between Colombia and Panama, where it acts as a funnel. People were coming from all over the world and coming into easy countries without strong visa requirements, and they were entering into countries such as Ecuador. Then they were starting the migrant trail up to the United States. If you had a child with you or a pregnant woman, they would put you in front of everyone else in line at these makeshift immigration checkpoints that were popping up between countries. What happened is word spread around the world that if you had a child and a pregnant woman with you, then you would get through the lines faster and you could make it up into the United States quicker than if you did not. So guess what started happening? All of a sudden, everybody had a child with them. Were they related? Well, that's what I wanted to find out. If you're an adult and you decide that's what you want to do, that's your prerogative. But don't take a child with you. Don't grab a child and put them through the most dangerous, treacherous jungle area in the world and then drag them through cartels, no food, no water, in order to get yourself into the United States faster. So that's when I started getting involved, because at this point you violated the children's rights and you need to be held accountable. I know this because I went there myself. I was invited to go along with a group that was going to the Darien jungle with the government social worker, psychologist, and attorney who are assigned to the migrant cases.
We are on the river in the pouring down rain, flood stage. Lord Jesus, help us.
After seeing firsthand the conditions, I immediately realized every adult could be charged with child abuse and neglect. There's a reason that previously only adult males would brave this treacherous journey. If they made it through, they would work and send the money back to their families. But now to decide to take a child with you was for the purpose of getting through quicker or to use the child as payment along the way.
I don't have money for now. Right. So in the mountain, they steal all the money of all the people who are here. They put some masks, and if you don't have money or phone, the children they put in
and make it sexual.
They make sexual with the boy, the girl también.
De hecho, nosotros nos asaltaron 3 veces a punta de pistola delante de los niños. Cosas que no deberían pasar, pero bueno, sucedieron. Nos los quitaron todo.
I was there to help find children, try and reunite them with safe family members who had proper identification. And there was a reunification, I was told. The government was so excited. Their workers were saying, hey, come, let's watch and observe this reunification. So I went with my coworker, and whenever we encountered this child, he was in the car. He had COVID and he was sick. I went in and he was a little upset, and I started holding him and I started singing to him. And then everyone said, hey, guess what? Your mom's coming. We found her in the migrant camp. Your mom's coming. And so he got really excited and he started looking out of the truck, looking, waiting for his mom to come through. And whenever she started walking towards the car, the little boy looked at me. His name was Samuel, and he said, that's not my mom. So immediately I switched from loving, caring for this child mode to attorney mode. What am I going to do in order to make sure this is actually his mother or someone he's related to that has proper documentation? None of the paperwork matched up. None of it made sense. This was actually not his mother. There are several children who have come off the migrant trail who are being helped by Heart's Cry Children's Ministry right now. One was actually abducted from Peru and caught at the border. What happened was a male individual from Venezuela entered through Peru because it's an easier country to get into. He abducted a child and then started making his way up the migrant trail trying to get into the United States. And he knew he would get there faster if he had a child with him. Fortunately, this family was very sophisticated, and they not only alerted the authorities, but they alerted authorities all along the different borders between the countries. Panama got the word, and they caught this individual at the border of Panama when he went through the Darien jungle. This child had seen horrific things. She was only 2. She lived with one of our foster families and was terrified of men the whole time she was with them. She cried and was absolutely traumatized. I can assure you that before 2021, this would have never happened. He would have never grabbed the child and headed north because he knew he couldn't have made it through our borders because they had been controlled. This child suffered such horrors because of our open border policy. These children that are being brought into the United States should not have been brought in the first place. These individuals that are bringing them, these family groups as they're being called, are not actually their family members. These are not individuals with altruistic motives who just want a better life for themselves and their child. Sure, there's a few out there that applies to, but the majority that I encountered were actually people using children in order to get into our country. The people that are crossing the border now, they're walking through scot-free. They don't even have the documents. And they're crossing the borders with children that are not their own, with children that they have abducted and stolen and brought them up here in order to get into this country illegally. And we've allowed it to go on. Everyone needs to be held accountable for what we have done. We must stand up regardless of party affiliation and fight for the rights of children. Our open border means that children are being abused and abducted. We have to control our borders. People are hurting children every day because of our open border. And what are we going to do about it?